She was a noblewoman, a countess, and one of the most notorious serial killers in history. Elizabeth Báthory, also known as the Blood Countess, is believed to have tortured and murdered over 600 young girls. But what drove her to commit such horrific acts? Was it a quest for beauty, or something darker? Born in 1560 in Hungary, Elizabeth Báthory came from a powerful noble family. She was raised in luxury, with vast estates and influence. At the age of 15, she married Count Ferenc Nádasdy, a prominent war hero. Together, they lived in a grand castle, surrounded by servants and wealth. However, as time passed, strange rumors began to emerge about Elizabeth's behavior. Whispers of cruelty and strange occurrences started circulating, but no one could have predicted the horrors that would unfold. As Elizabeth's husband, Count Ferenc Nádasdy, spent most of his time away fighting wars, she became increasingly isolated. With no one to answer to, Elizabeth's obsession with beauty grew. It is said that she believed bathing in the blood of virgins would preserve her youth and vitality. This dark belief led her to target young girls, many from poor families, who were lured to her castle under the pretense of employment. But once they arrived, they would never leave. Elizabeth's descent into madness had begun. As the years passed, the disappearances of young girls in the area began to alarm the local villagers. Families reported their daughters missing, and whispers spread about a noblewoman who was involved in their vanishing. The rumors about Elizabeth's cruelty started to grow. It was said that she would invite young girls to her castle, only for them to never be seen again. Servants who worked for her began to speak out, telling stories of horrific abuse. Some claimed to have witnessed Elizabeth torturing the girls, beating them, burning them, and even biting their flesh. But these stories were dismissed as mere gossip, until the truth could no longer be ignored. By 1610, the rumors surrounding Elizabeth had reached a boiling point. The local villagers were no longer silent, and the accusations finally caught the attention of the authorities. The Lutheran minister, István Magyari, was one of the first to take action. He wrote a letter to King Matthias II, describing the horrific events taking place at Elizabeth's castle. The king ordered an investigation, and what the authorities uncovered was beyond belief. In the castle, they found blood-stained sheets, instruments of torture, and evidence of unimaginable cruelty. The discovery of mutilated bodies confirmed the worst fears. Elizabeth had been torturing and murdering young girls for years. Elizabeth Báthory was arrested in December 1610. Despite the overwhelming evidence, her noble status shielded her from the typical punishment for such crimes. Instead of facing execution, Elizabeth was sentenced to life imprisonment. Her trial was a spectacle, with witnesses detailing the horrors they had witnessed at her castle. Several of her accomplices, including her servants and confidants, were also arrested. They confessed to assisting in the murders, with some claiming they were forced to participate. One of her most trusted servants, who had been present during the torture, was executed for her role in the killings. But Elizabeth, the woman at the heart of the atrocities, was locked away in a small room in her castle for the rest of her life, a prisoner of her own crimes. Elizabeth Báthory spent the remaining years of her life in confinement, locked away in a small, dark room in her castle. Her once great wealth and lands were seized by the crown, and her name was forever tarnished. The Blood Countess had become a symbol of terror. But even after her death in 1614, the rumors surrounding her did not end. Some claimed that her crimes were exaggerated, perhaps even fabricated, by those who sought to destroy her and seize her fortune. Others believed that Elizabeth's obsession with youth and beauty drove her to commit the unimaginable. Her legacy remains shrouded in mystery. Was she truly a sadistic killer, or was she the victim of a political conspiracy? While Elizabeth Báthory's crimes are widely known, the true nature of her actions remains the subject of much debate. Was she truly a sadistic killer, or was she the victim of a political conspiracy? Some historians argue that her noble status made her a target. Her wealth and land were coveted by powerful figures, and it's possible that her enemies fabricated the charges against her to seize her assets. Others believe that Elizabeth's obsession with beauty and her growing reclusiveness led her down a dark path. The theory that she was driven by a desperate desire to preserve her youth through horrific means remains a powerful explanation. However, the lack of concrete evidence, such as her personal confessions, leaves room for speculation. Could the Blood Countess have been a victim of exaggerated rumors, or was she truly the monster history remembers? Elizabeth Báthory's life and crimes remain one of history's most chilling mysteries. Was she truly the Blood Countess, a sadistic killer who tortured and murdered hundreds of young girls, or is there more to her story than we'll ever know? The unanswered questions surrounding her legacy continue to captivate us. What do you think? Was she a victim of conspiracy, or a ruthless murderer? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below.